Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the morning section on FX Adventure, and yeah, we have a couple of price action going on currently, and it's looking quite interesting. This is British Pound USD, and I wanted to go for a sell. I was actually on a sell, but when I saw the market structure there, I had to take a pause. All right, and the pause I'm talking about is we need price to take out that low, this low there, that orange line. We need price to take out that low. Although I like what I'm seeing on the internal, but the external structure is still bullish in my opinion, and that's why I took a chill pill on that particular guy there on British Pound USD. apparently apparently price on DXY failed on for a reversal throughout yesterday, and I think the reversal is coming in today. The only issue is I need more confirmation on that guy, but largely I think the market is good for a buy of DXY. But like I pointed out on the price setup on British Pound, every other thing is aligned, but the only thing that is not aligned is the market structure I'm seeing. So I just need the market structure to align. Then I don't think anything will be holding us back once that is aligned. We will now be looking for maybe a pullback or maybe an entry for us to pretty much take the market further down to that direction where we want to be. Hello, Wine Buffet. I see you. How are you doing? I hope you're having a great day. For me, I am. I'm actually having a great day. Yesterday I tried to take a trade on S&P 500, which was okay for a while, but eventually price gave up on us. It didn't hit the stop loss though, but we had something out of the market. No, we didn't have anything. It was pretty much a break even, if I'm being honest. It was pretty much a break even. That was the yesterday trade on S&P 500. If I go here, you see on my closed trades, you see it there. That's US 500 there. You can see the profit there is not much, but we had an entry there. It was a sell entry, and we are still keeping tabs on that because I think if price should give us further confirmation, we might still want to jump on that sell. We might still want to jump on that sell. I would largely want to pay attention to what price is going to do. Maybe I should have held my position initially before now, but I think the sell is still coming in. I want to see what price is going to do at that low there. I want to see what price is going to do. That's on S&P 500 though. So for me, my attention is on British Pound USD. Okay, and you can see we might consider this to be a pullback. We can consider it not to be a pullback. Either ways, what I want to see is for price is to break this low. This is for British Pound USD. Obviously, looking at DXY, you'll also see what's going on there. You can see DXY is about to break out of that top there. And if you know already, you know, right? What I mean by if you know already, you know is that if DXY is buying, of course, you know we should be looking for a sell on EU, that is Euro USD, and any other major pairs you can think of, right? But largely the major pair that sort of grabbed my attention based on the price setup is British Pound USD. Okay, so that's the guy I'm looking out for, and I'm going to jump on it once I get the clear path to. Okay, let's see what other guys are also doing. Just want to take my time and see exactly what other guys are doing. USD JPY. Okay, what is Aussie dollars, Swiss francs doing? We can see some ranging market going on here. I like to see ranging market. It's one of my best setup. Once a market starts to range, that's the kind of market I like to jump on. keep a close eye on Aussie dollars, Swiss francs. Another guy that I normally like to trade is US oil, but US oil is not, it's not properly aligned yet. So we just have to wait a little bit more to see what that guy have for us. UX 500, I'm of the opinion we'll just wait a little bit to see a more clear price action there. BTC, of course, we need to also wait to see what BTC have for us there, but I'm not going to trade BTC, just so you guys know. My focus now is on British pound USD, and while I'm taking a close look at it, I'm also paying attention to what DXY is doing. All right, ideally, if I'm being honest, all right, ideally what I'll be looking out for on British pound USD would have been this kind of price setup. Ideally, right, will be if price trades like where price is currently trading. This is GBP USD. We are currently looking at the XNS chart right now. Okay, so the plan would have been we are going for a sell, so that means this is an ideal entry. All right, for the sell. And to be honest, I initially had a sell position, just that I broke even on it because I needed price to give me more confirmation, right? So if you look at the closed positions there, what's going on? Something just happened right now. Give me a minute, sorry. Okay, so I had an entry before now. If you look at here, you see 0.00. Those are the two entry. The last one there you see is on GBP USD. So I had an initial sell entry, but I broke even on that because of the fact that, like I showed you guys, when I saw the structure, because initially I had the entry, then I saw the zigzag tool, and the structure I saw there was not so much aligned, because since I want to sell, it would be nice to see that the market structure is actually in a bearish move, right? So that's the reason why I changed my mind. I broke even on that, and the plan now would be to wait for price to take out that low that I have there. Okay, I have an alert around that area also. Let me bring it in there. So once price takes out that low there, then that's where I would consider that British pound has nothing holding it back. So there is high chances that, of course, we're going to get something out of that. Okay, so that's the plan for this morning's section. We've pretty much gone through all the items in the watch list. So the only guy that stands out for me is British pound USD. All right. I also like trading Euro USD, but I don't like Euro USD price setup. Comparing it to what I'm seeing on British pound USD, I would favor a much more better entry on Euro USD. Sorry, on British pound USD. I mean to say. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my phone right now. I just got a message, but I'm still here. I'm still here regardless. Okay, so let's get back to the chat. It was just a quick message that came in. So that's about that. We can I'm open for suggestions, so if you have any currency pair you want us to look at, feel free to let me know in the chat section. The second guy, because I like to pick out the guys that are interesting. So once price is heading towards giving me the entry that I want, I would pretty much run straight to those currency pairs that I picked out, right? Another guy that is looking quite interesting but not totally well aligned is US oil. Okay, so for US oil, what I want to see on US oil will be, oh wait a minute. Okay, let me look at this properly. Maybe I'm late on that, but let's look at it properly. Oh, okay, yeah, it's still aligned. So what I just need now is for price to come back up there and take out that top. All right, so we'll add tick top for clear path. Okay, we don't need price to keep on trading down. We need them to find the support. I don't know where they would want to find the support. Maybe they want to use this other block, or I don't know, but they might want to use this guy here to find the support. So once they find the support there and price starts to trade up, once price starts to take out that top there, that place I have that text, that's exactly where I would want to engage. That's exactly where I would want to engage on that particular guy right there. All right. So, but with that said, what's wrong with my dongle? My dongle is misbehaving. Sorry, it keeps on tripping off and on my side. I don't know if it's affecting you guys, but yeah, it's already resolved. So I think in all, oh my god, okay. You see, GBP is trading back up, which is, remember what I told you, the structure is looking bullish, so that was why I decided to leave it alone until I get the clear path. Okay, until I get the clear path, and that's the only time I will engage. So two things are going to happen here. So what I'm looking out for is either British pound USD confirms the entry regardless of what DXY is doing. Okay, so regardless of whatever DXY is doing, if British pound confirms it, then we can jump on it. But if British pound doesn't confirm it, but we get a confirmation on DXY, we'll enter. I don't know if I'm making sense. Okay, so I'll take it again. I said, if we get a confirmation on British pound USD based on the direction we want to go, and in this case we want to sell, all right, this is DXY chart. Look at the British pound chart here. Okay, yeah, this is the British pound chart there. All right, so regardless of what DXY is doing, if we get the confirmation on British pound USD, of course we'll jump on it. But on the other hand, if that's not the case, where maybe we have the confirmation on DXY, but the confirmation is not yet on British pound USD, we'll still take it, because that means we are taking the confirmation on DXY as our entry confirmation, right? So those are the two options. Those are the two things I want to do this morning, all right? But largely, like I said, I like the initial price setup, all right? I like the ranging. I like the manipulations that I'm seeing there. It looks good. It looks like the kind of market I would want to trade, all right? And just by mentioning trade now, I just remembered I've not given my warning. So everything you see me do here is entirely entertainment purpose, right? So nobody should take whatever advice or anything I say here as a financial advice, all right? So, but if you want to take it as financial advice, the risk is on you, all right? So the risk is entirely on you, all right? So that's that about that, and yeah, I think that's all. The only thing I need to do now is to wait. And while I'm waiting, I hope you guys enjoy the music in the background. Ferran means good to see you. What up? What up? What up? What up? It's been a while I saw you. I don't know, maybe you've been joining the live stream, but you've not been active in the chat section, or I don't know. But I hope you're doing fine. This is for Ferran me. I hope you're doing fine. Then on the other hand, okay. Yeah, I see. I see your chats for me. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, but it's good. It's good. At least we have something that keeps us busy, right? Yeah, it's good that you're doing okay for the most part. Very, very important, right? But regardless, you're unfazed, right? So if life hits you hard, you reload back and hit it harder, right? Yeah, that's all I can say around that. But yeah, I think that those are part of what makes life interesting. I think it's part of what makes life interesting. All right, because if life is that utopia world where everything is given, then I'm sure human beings, the insatiable part of being a human being will still come into play. So yeah. Sorry, I know you guys might be seeing me smile. I'm actually in the meeting that they are making me laugh. But I'm still with you guys. I'm still with you guys, regardless. I need to go fix my dongle, guys. I need to go and withdraw. I need to go fix my dongle. It's becoming faulty. It's going off and on. So if you're wondering what we are waiting for, we are not here wasting our time. We are actually waiting for a confirmation on British pound USD. As you can see the test there on the chart. So we need that load to be taken out for the confirmation that we want. And once we get that, then we can engage. All right. If the market gave the confirmation, assuming the market structure was looking bearish, we would have just jumped on it. All right. I think for the guys that joined earlier, I think I pointed out that we had an initial entry, but we later broke even on that because of the fact that we've not gotten the confirmation, and so that's why we are still here. And the plan will be for that confirmation to come in, then we go for the sell. So this is the drawing, the initial drawing or the initial setup that I plan on for British pound USD. All right, and there is still okay. I like the fact that we are trading above now. Okay, so two things are involved. I would want to see let me see the internal structure here. Maybe the internal structure might be what I might even use to disregard the entire price structure. Let's see if it's something we can take out of the blue. No, we can't take it out of the blue. We need that confirmation. I just saw it now. The internal quarter there, we need a serious confirmation, so we have to wait. We just have to wait. There's no need to rush it. We just have to wait. Okay. I hope you guys don't mind me pressing my phone for in between. Yeah. But I'm still here though. If I'm being honest, like I said, if the price structure, or rather the market structure, whichever one you want to call it, price, market, whichever one, like I said, if the price structure was just in a bearish structure, if it was a bearish structure, like I would jump on this trade with everything I've got. I would have. The only issue is just it was looking bullish. Just the price structure. That was just the only reason why we are still here. If not, I will be selling this market with everything I have. And it's in a very good position now. Even if you look at this drawing here, you see it's in a very good position for that sell. I'm just not jumping on it because I need that confirmation. All right. If you look at the zigzag that I have here, if you want to use the zigzag, you can let me know. I would provide you with the parameters to set up yours, because I believe if you add your own zigzag on your own chart, it might not give you these exact swings that you see here. So for you to get the swings, you need to calibrate the zigzag to specific parameters, right? For the parameter, I can always share that, because the whole essence of this live streaming is for, educate, share ideas, and knowledge sharing, right? So if you need that, just let me know. All right, I can give it out not free. Sorry, you're not paying for it. Let me correct that statement. Yeah, I'm not saying nobody's paying anything here. I don't think I've asked anybody to pay anything here. Why I'm saying that you should let me know in the chat section is to be sure that first of all someone is even paying attention to that you really need it. So if you don't need it, it's still fine. All right, it's still fine. Okay. And another thing is, if you know, you know. For the guys that know about the EMA moves, there's something I told you guys about the moving average strategy. You know, you see, one thing about trading is now I'm going to, derail a little bit. All right. Okay. Well, you didn't miss much. Want to be fair, you didn't miss much. We are still waiting for the confirmation. I'm just pointing out that apart from the confirmation that I would want, the market is good for a sell. I'm being very honest. It's good for a sell, but the only thing that is holding me back is the market structure. If you remove the market structure from the equation, this market is good for a sell. I'll even feel bad if I miss out on it because, like I said, it's very good for a sell. But I just need an extra confirmation. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I had an experience with UX oil. There was a trade I took on UX oil, and the the setup was good. I had the direction that I wanted price to go to, but the current price structure was not entirely aligned. And when I entered that trade on UX oil, I got wrecked. All right, it hit my stop loss. Okay, so I said I'm not going to make that mistake again. So regardless of when I see a good setup and I have a direction that I want to go, if the current price structure is not aligned to that, then I'm not going to take it. So I'm just telling you the story of why I'm deciding not to take the sell yet on British Pound USD. The reason is because of the price action, the structure, the market structure that I'm seeing there. The market is still running on a bullish trend. All right, regardless of whatever we think is happening on the internal structure, the external structure, which is what I'm paying attention to, is bullish. Yeah, so it's bullish. Sorry, I had to listen in because I'm actually on another call, but I'm more focused on my live streaming for now, right? Okay. So, as I was saying, that was the story or the history that brought about me not jumping on any trade until the price structure or the market structure is aligned to that direction. So I think our decision not to jump on the trade, at least for now, is still valid because you can see price literally is reversing back to the upside. All right, this might be a pullback. As a matter of fact, this is a very good spot to enter. Assuming you want to sell this market, here is a very good spot to enter based off on my experience trading the current strategy that I'm using. All right, but like I said, the external structure is bullish, and that's why I'm not jumping on it. All right, so like I said, until we get that confirmation, that's the only time I would want to jump on it. On the other hand, I might be tempted to do something a little bit what's the word, a little bit adventurous. All right, thank God the name here is FX Adventure. Adventurous, and what do I mean? If price starts to break out from this high, I might do some scalping. All right, I might do some scalping with a very small amount of money. All right, scalp if price takes this high out. So that's what I might do, but I hope price doesn't take that high out, because the main direction I want to go is for a sell. All right, I want to go for a sell. I think DXY is also looking good for a sell, but sorry, for a buy. I mean to say, not a sell. But the only issue that I see there is the non-confirmation. All right, the non-confirmation entry that we waited for, which price failed to give us that. So you can see now price is going back down, and I think it's similar price setup on what we talked about on the British pound USD. So if price takes this low, we go for a sell scalp on DXY. Okay, so that's the plan. While we are focusing on British pound USD, it's also good to, take out time to look at other currency pairs, just in case if we have something interesting hiding in those places. All right, just in case. So we'll just take a look at all the guys we have in our watch list and see how price is, responding to all those guys. Maybe we might see something interesting to take. On BTC USD, I don't think I would want to be going for any sell entry on BTC USD, considering the fact that we are in the quarter 4 of the year. So I would largely would want to take more of a buy setup compared to a bearish setup on BTC. This is proper aligning. All right, I'm now combining fundamental understanding or fundamental analysis with technical analysis. All right, so the fundamental analysis is that stereotypically and also based on history, crypto market performs better in the Q4 of the year. We're already in the Q4 of the year. If you are taking a shot on BTC or any other cryptocurrency pair you see, you are taking a more bigger risk compared to when you see a buy setup. All right, so when you see a buy setup, if you take it, that is you aligning yourself to the fundamental understanding, and there is higher probability that you will get something good out of it. So you see how the decision making is done there. All right, I'm seeing 3 people currently joining live, but I'm seeing only 2 likes. The third person, I know it's your like, it's your decision. It's not a must you have to like, right? But if you enjoy the content, please feel free to throw the like. If you've not subscribed, please feel free to subscribe. That's all we ask from you. All right, so on BTC, I'm not going to take any sell entry. Even if the sell entry confirms itself, I'm not going to take it, because of the obvious reasons that I've given you guys, that the fundamental understanding is that Q4 is always for the bulls. So let's not use 2025 to make a difference on that. There is no need for us to do that on the crypto part of things. Okay, let's touch base on UX 500. The UX 500, like I pointed out, is still selling, and I'm not surprised at all. Okay, I'm not surprised at all. This was the initial drawing I had from yesterday. This drawing is from yesterday's live stream. For the guys that joined the afternoon session yesterday, I know at some point I dropped off, but I later came back again. But I think at the time I came back, it was largely just me on the live stream. So majority of all the guys have already dropped off, but we took an entry on this UX 500. I think I showed you guys my chart history on that. You see, it was a good decision for us not to enter yet. You can see that British pound is going back to take out that high. Remember, I told you guys something. If we take out that high, I'll be going for a scalp. So I'll prepare myself for a scalp on that. But I'll be scalping based off on what's the word again? It's a new strategy. I've not done it before. Okay, so I'll be risking a very small amount because it's not my main entry. Okay, I'll be risking very small amount. If you want to take the trade with me, feel free to, but the risk is on you. Okay, but if you really want to take the trade with me, I recommend you do. Or if you're not going to take the trade with me, I'd like you to stay close to your system or your devices, whether you're using your phone to watch or your system or whatever. Stay close to it because there are some things you would probably learn from the scalping. Okay, you might learn how to properly scalp, or at least, in my opinion, the right way to scalp. You also learn how to use the moving average, because I'll be using a lot of moving average based on the move I want to make now. And yeah, that's basically it. And also, you get to be entertained, right? Because the whole essence of this is to entertain you guys. Okay, all right. So, but yeah, the sell we have on UX 500 kind of almost touched the TP that I had in mind. But I'm not in this trade anymore. I think I wanted to show you guys something before I came back here. So yeah, if I go to close trades, you see it there. What do you see there? From here, that place my mouse is currently hovering on. 3 steps at the top, all of them are UX 500, but you can see the profit there is not much because I pretty much broke even on them. Okay, I pretty much broke even on them, more or less. So that's why yeah, that's that about that. But the point I'm just trying to make is we had an entry here before and it was a sell. The sell is still coming into play. I might be tempted to go for a continuation of that sell, but I don't like the initial price movement. So at the point price dropped this high here, yeah, I don't like the way they dropped it. Assuming they traded up a little bit into those range at the top. So assuming they traded very well up here before reversing down, it would have been a very good setup for me. All right, so that's the only reason why I'm not currently jumping on this guy, because I just need to be careful. All right, but do I think it's a good entry to take? Yes, I do. All right, so assuming you want to trade the continuation of that move, this will most likely be your setup. Okay, this will most likely be your setup. I don't know. The only reason I'm not jumping on, the more I'm placing this drawing, the more it's looking attractive to me. Or maybe I might. Okay, I know what. You know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to risk. So I'm going to either. I need to make a quick decision right now. Either I use the small money I want to use in scalping and trade it here, or okay, let's just leave it alone. The fact that I already pointed out the reason why I don't want to take it, let's leave it alone. I don't like it. But I had a very tiny swipe at that top. But I would have, like I said, I would have preferred a more deeper test at that top. So that's the only reason I'll be leaving that guy out. So let's not jump on it. We'll leave that guy out. We'll leave that guy out for now. Let's not focus more here because now we might focus here and other good things might be happening in other places. So let's just take a quick look. On UX oil, we are still in a bullish structured market and price is going down, but price has not yet gotten to the level where I would want to engage in. So we'll leave that guy alone for now. Well, let's touch base here on, okay, this guy, we had a very interesting ranging market that occurred for a while. I like the fact that they are trading down. Let's see if they are going to distribute back up, and once they distribute back up, then maybe we can go for a buy on that particular guy. UX 500. This USDT JPY, Japanese yen, is looking good for a sell, but right now I'm a little bit confused. There is some negative correlation that I'm seeing now because ideally DXY moves in a positive correlation to USD JPY, but it seems like DXY wants to buy, USD JPY wants to sell. So there is some misalignments going on here, but we'll pay close attention and see what's going to happen. We'll pay close attention to see what's going to happen there. All right. Okay. What's going on gold? Gold is just plunging down. Well, it's expected because, like I said, DXY looks like it wants to buy, and gold is correlating negatively to DXY. So I'm not surprised that gold is going down at all. Not surprised. USD Canadian dollar, kind of giving some retracement, but the general price setup, I don't like it. I'll just take a chill pill. I'll wait for further price action there. We are experiencing some rejection on New Zealand dollar USD. Pretty much I've looked at these guys. The only guy that I find interesting is British pound USD. Okay, I like this rejection coming in from that top, looking good. I like that rejection coming in there. The question now is, okay, that money we wanted to use to scalp this guy, I would go for a sell here. All right, I'll go for a sell regardless that the entire price structure is still bullish, but I like this rejection that is coming in here. So I'm going to enter that price with the understanding that this rejection will give me a relative bearish strength, if I will use that word. All right, a relative bearish trend. So you can make that decision with me if you want to trade it with me, but I don't recommend you do so. But if you want to, feel free. Okay, of course the stop loss will be at that top there, the last swing we'll see there. Let's use this level here, and since we want to, we are going to risk about $4 on that. Okay, so I wanted to use $5 to scalp. Remember I told you guys if price broke out from that top, I'll be scalping the market, but right now I decided to use the funds that I wanted to use to scalp and enter for a sell, and I already gave you guys the reason. The reason why I'm making that move is because of this rejection I saw here. All right, remember price initially traded back up, almost took out that top there. Remember, he almost took out that top, and at the time price was coming close to that point, I said that I will want to scalp if price closes above it. You see that's my write up there. All right, but just immediately price came close to it, you can see how price got rejected all the way back down. So due to the fact that I have this rejection, I decided to use that money I wanted to use to scalp to enter that sell. All right, so I'm risking about give or take $4.4.02. All right, and if you want to take that trade with me, the stop loss I used for that is this guy. So to whom it may concern, though, to whom it may concern. Not the best setup, guys, but I think it's still okay. It's not the best setup. I already pointed out the reason why it's not the best setup, so I'm not going to go over it all over and all over again. All right. So for that, I think it's a good setup. For the TP, of course, anything from this low here. For the TP, you can just measure out double of what you are risking. All right. So in my opinion, the initial TP will be, since I'm risking $4.20, so that means my TP will be around $8.40. Okay, so I'll just have to move the TP until I get see, the market is still buying, guys, but yeah, it's not the best setup, but I'm taking it regardless. $8.40 will be around here. It's not the best setup, like I pointed out. I already gave the reason why, because of the external structure that is looking bullish. All right, I only entered that because I saw that rejection that price gave, and yeah, I just think it's a fair deal. If we have that rejection, I expect the follow up to be a sell, but the follow up is not looking like a sell at all. It seems like a lot of bullish moves is coming in there. Let's look at what DXY is doing. DXY is not making much move, but for some reason British pound is just flying like it really wants to damage things. I don't know. That's his own cup of tea. I don't care. All right. For the TP, I'll get you the TP for the guys that took the trade with me. And I hope you guys' risk was very small. I hope you guys risked a very small amount, because remember I told you what I'm risking there is the money in quotes that I wanted to use to scalp. All right. Remember, the idea was that if price continued to buy and it took out that top there, that I will go for a buy, and the buy will be a scalping approach. All right, that was the initial plan. But right now we have a change of heart, and instead of using that money to scalp, we are now using it to go for the sell. All right, that's the reason around that. So let's see what's going to happen. Let's see if we are going to get wrecked or have an interesting TP this morning. It's not the best setup, like I pointed out, not the best setup, but it's a good one, but not the best. All right, so assuming the external structure was looking bearish, it would have been one of my bestest if there's anything like bestest. If there's anything like bestest. All right, so I think I already have, so I'm going to remove this guy because we are not scalping this market anymore. We are not scalping it anymore, so we are maintaining our bearish direction on British pound USD. That high there is the top of that swing. the external structure that I was pointing out. And of course, that place you have break this low and we have nothing holding us back is the low. As a matter of fact, let me call it a low so that we don't confuse it for something else. So call it low. All right, just like your ideal. Ah man, wrong decision. Wrong decision, but let's see. It's not yet late. I think price is not yet close to our stop loss, but it's heading there gradually, but it's not yet there. And if you see how I added my stop loss, I gave it a little room. Okay, I gave a little room for that, just in case if they want to come up and swipe it then go down. That's why I gave that tiny room there to see what's going to happen. Hopefully they maintain that price level and continue trading down. But for now, that's the only thing I have for this guy here. Alright, that's the only thing I have for this guy there. Since we have an entry there, we'll come back to this. Let's touch base on other guys, because I like to do that just in case if there is other setup that is forming on other guys. BTC is still trying to give a bearish signal. For now, we'll leave it alone. For this guy, for this UX 500, I would want to see what price is going to do. Maybe we might get a reversal, trading back up. Until I see what price is going to do here, I'm not going to make any decision. I'm not going to jump on anything, at least for now. Alright, we are very interested to see what UX oil wants to do. Now we are seeing some interesting buy coming into play, but price is still far away from where we would want to have a confirmation on that. So we still have to wait for more price action to show us what we need to do around that. On the other hand, Aussie dollar Swiss francs is still rigmaroling down. USD Japanese yen, okay, again, it's looking like he wants to sell. Now the big question will be, is DXY deceiving us? Because that's the big question now. If USD JPY, and I know that it correlates positively to DXY, if for some reason USD JPY is selling and DXY is fronting a buy to us, two things are involved. Either one person is lying, either USD is lying or DXY is the one lying. If DXY is lying, then that means our position here on British Pound USD is not a good one. Okay, that's what it means. It means our position on GBP USD is not a good one. That is if DXY is lying. All right, but for some reason, I don't know who is lying. I don't know who is telling the truth right now, but time will tell. Time will tell. It's very funny how I'm using the analogy of lying and telling the truth on price action, but yeah, one person must be lying. Either USD JPY is the one telling the lie, or is DXY telling the lie. But time will tell. We'll see. We'll see which one is lying. On this part of life, on USD Canadian dollar, same thing, is looking like it wants to sell. It's aligning itself to what USD JPY is doing. So it seems like DXY is the only guy that is currently not. I hope DXY is not lying to us. I just hope so. Because if DXY is lying to us, we'll get wrecked here. We'll get so much wrecked here. But hopefully DXY will not lie to us. I know DXY as somebody that always tells the truth. And I hope telling the truth will set DXY free. Okay, but yeah, I'm just joking right now. I'm just joking right now. Okay, what if JPY is strong on its own? Okay, yeah, you have that's another way to look at it, but generally, uh, like I always say, price is deliberate. Okay, price is very very deliberate. So if JPY is strong, then that means DXY is lying to us. That means the person that is telling the lie is DXY. And the reason why I'm saying DXY is the one telling the lie is there is so many things happening right now. So USD JPY is selling, which means JPY is strong. British pound USD is buying, which means British pound is strong. And from the look on US oil, okay, well, we can't really compare US oil because it's actually mineral, all right, but I still use it in some type of way because it's still US economy, right? But let's put that aside. Let's look at USD Canadian dollar. USD Canadian dollar, it correlates positively with DXY, but you can see that when we look at it, it's also trying to sell, which means everything is pointing at DXY lying to us. All right, it means the person that is telling the lie from this few analysis that I did now might be DXY. All right, it might be DXY because we have a lot of people or a lot of currency pair that is actually doing something different from what DXY is doing. All right, so it's just we are trying to strike a balance now, but I like the fact that this is happening and we are experiencing it live. Okay, I like the fact that this is happening and we're experiencing it live. So but we'll see. Like I said, time will tell. Time will tell. We will eventually see who is lying and who is telling the truth. Okay, we will eventually see who is lying and who is telling the truth. But from the look of things, I think DSY is the one lying. All right, based on the evidence we have on ground, DXY seems like he's telling us a lie. Okay, but we'll see. We'll see what will happen at the end of the day. We'll see. Let's look at what USD is still doing. So the question now will be, if now USD JPY got rejected from that level. That level is very very important. So like I said, let me put a right up there. Important level. So that level there is important, and you see price rejected from that level. So there is still very tiny chance that DXY might still be telling the truth, at least for now, based on that rejection we saw from that important level there. It's still tiny, but let's see if we can work with that. There is still just a very tiny condition that might still be true, but on the other hand, GBP USD is still stubborn. It looks like he wants to buy, but we are not worried about that. Okay, we are only focused on what price is doing overall. All right, we're only interested in what price is doing overall. I like the fact that UX oil is doing what it's doing. So once you see UX oil changing structure, all right, so we can call it a change of structure. You look at that swing high there. All right, so we need UX oil to get its ass back there, and we can now look for a good entry. Expect a chalk, then a good entry from here. This is for UX oil, but we'll keep a close eye on it and see what price is going to do at that level right there. On the other hand, GBP, what do you have for us, man? Are you ready to sell? Give us the sell, all right? GBP, give us the sell, and we'll gladly jump on you. But for now, nothing exciting is going on. I think DXY is getting weaker again. Yeah, it's getting weaker. So it seems like DXY is the liar here. DXY is the guy telling the lie from the look of things. You see the sell here is coming in again. Man, this won't look good at all. Let me see. Let me look at the daily time frame. Let me see how far this market can run, if at all it's going to run. Let's see how far. Oh, we are actually far. So if USD JPY is going to sell, we have enough liquidity to grab. Enough liquidity to grab. Mind you, this is on the daily time frame. This is on the daily time frame. God damn it. I think DXY is lying to us, guys. It seems like DXY just told a big lie. It seems DXY told a big lie, and from the look of things, we can see that playing out on all the major pairs. All the major pairs are very, very stable and strong. All major pairs are stable and strong. All of them. And I think of all the major pairs, it seems like British pound is now, for some reason, is the strongest. Oh, God damn it. Price can be very interesting. But like I said, I'm not surprised. All right, and of course, if you joined the live streaming earlier, remember I pointed out something. I told you that the external structure on British pound USD was bullish, if you remember, right? I said it. I only entered because of, I had a small amount of money that I was willing to risk, and considering the fact that the setup was, or rather the direction I got from the price action was for a sale. All right, the only reason that I'm a bit skeptical about that sale was the external structure that the market is currently running on British pound USD. So that was the only reason why I decided to trade more carefully rather than just jumping in blindly. But I think the sale is coming in gradually. Hopefully they are serious about it. Hopefully. Okay, I'm back. Stepped out a little bit. Okay. We are still trying to investigate. We are investigating someone telling a lie, and some people are saying truth. So let's get to USD JPY because regardless, if I see a good setup, I'm taking it. I don't care who is telling the truth and who is telling the lie. Everybody should hold their truth. Everybody should hold their lies, right? So I think the guy we saw that was looking interesting for a sell was USD JPY. Let's touch base on that and see what price is still doing around that. Okay, yeah. I think the strong level there is still holding. I had a draw in there. Yeah, it's still holding perfectly. Who is calling? Okay, I need to take this call. Hello? Yeah, what's up? You zoomed off? Okay. Um, can I call you back? I'm actually on my YouTube live stream. All right, I'll call you in a few minutes time. Yeah. All right, I'm back. Sorry, I had to take that quick call. So we are trying to investigate who is lying and who is telling the truth. Today's price action is quite interesting. Every day we learn. All right. But I think I did not learn from my previous um, market. I'm trying to find the word. I didn't learn from my mistakes in the previous price that I traded. You remember I told you guys the reason why I did not want to sell. I did not want to go for a sell on British Pound USD. It's very funny how I will say these things. And the mumumi, for the guys that understand pidgin, they know what I mean by mumu. I'm only allowed to call myself mumu. Nobody should call me that. But yeah, the mumumi still still went ahead to to jump on it. And the funny thing, how I said external structure is bullish. External structure is bullish. Well, I don't blame myself. Maybe I blame DXY for lying to me, you know. But even the DXY external structure is still bearish. There is no bullish structure yet. Remember when I dropped this drawing here, I said break above for a clear path. The above is not yet broken, but for some reason, the Mumumi decided to jump before that. But it's fine. It's okay. At least we knew that was not the best setup, and that was why I used small amounts of my uh, position or my portfolio. And I remember before opening the order, I told anybody that wants to take that trade with me, and I hope you guys made those decisions by yourself, but at least you considered my advice. I said don't open it with a lot of money. I used a very tiny bit of my portfolio to open that entry. Although right now I feel like I would want to regret it because somebody is telling a lie, but I don't know who is telling the lie right now. But the way I'm seeing it and based on the evidence I've gathered, all fingers are pointing to DXY. And DXY being the guy that I looked at to to take the order is you get. So that's that about that. But let's see, like I said, time will tell. I don't know why it's funny. It's not funny. It's not funny. I can't be laughing at a serious matter like this. Okay? I can't be laughing at a serious matter like this. So, like I said, let's see who is telling the truth and who is telling the lie. Uh, we already have a position, and I'm still looking at this USD JPY. USD JPY, if they take out that important low, then I might be tempted to go for a sell on USD JPY. Alright, but for me to do that, I need that important level taken out. How did I spell it together? There should be a space. Yeah, that's it there. Important level. That level there is the important level. On the other hand, I know I've not made mention of this to you guys. If you're joining live and you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, turn on the notification so that you'll be part of the community, right? And mind you, we do this live streaming every day, Monday to Friday, morning section, afternoon section. Although, with that being said, we don't pre-schedule our live streaming section, so we only come online when we have good setup and also when I'm available, right? Because I'm not gonna lie, I have other engagements that I also do, right? So in order for you not to miss out on content like this or live streaming like this, the only way to do that is subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification so that you would always be here whenever we get on the live stream main. Okay, so that important level is yet to be taken out. As you guys can see, it's still holding very, very strongly. All right, it's still holding very, very strong. So that means maybe DXY might not be lying after all. Okay, maybe DXY is not lying after all. But nothing to be excited about because price is yet to even make any major movement so far. It would be nice to see what British pound is going to do after this candle. Okay, it's about 10:30. Maybe we might want to fix a time because we need to go for a break, then come back for the afternoon section. But for now, we're still here and we'll see what's going to happen. Well, maybe all I needed was, maybe we waited for that confirmation. But so far price has been failing to break out from that important level on USD JPY. So maybe some atom of truth is still on DXY, at least for now. But like I said, time will tell. Time will tell. Let's look at other guys. Maybe something interesting is happening somewhere else. We don't want to miss out on any good thing that's happening somewhere else. UX oil still finding it difficult to break that high, but we'll wait. Maybe they might want to do that in the afternoon section. S&P 500, I think this market is prepping itself for a buy, but nothing exciting. I'm not looking for anything on this particular guy, so I'll leave this guy alone for now. USD Canadian dollar, we are seeing some buy coming in. Okay. Maybe DXY might be telling some truth, maybe, just maybe. Nothing exciting yet. But I think maybe DXY might be actually telling some truth. Mm-hmm. Look at that sell pressure coming in. So that means some buy pressure is going on here. It's very tiny, nothing to be excited about. But I think if price manages to break out above that clear part, if DXY can get its ass above there, that would be one of the best market condition we can get. Just something above there. Best market condition we need right now, because once price takes out that top on DXY, that is where we would have the change of structure on the 15-minute time frame. That is where DXY turns from a bearish structure to a bullish structure. And once price is going on a bullish structure and you are selling the measure pairs, you are in a very good condition, very good position. If you're joining live, you've not subscribed, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, because that's the only way you don't miss out on our live streaming. We do this live streaming every day, Monday to what? Fridays. Morning section, afternoon section. This is actually the morning section. The afternoon section starts much later in the day. Alright? We currently have a sell entry on British Pound USD, and price has been, finding it hard to trade down. We are not surprised that price is finding it difficult to go down. We already mentioned the reason why price is finding it difficult to go down. Reason number one, the market structure on GBP is bullish. Reason number two, price on DXY is somehow misaligning with the measure pairs that correlate positively to it, which means somebody is lying. All right, that's why you've been hearing me say somebody's lying, somebody's lying. So when I say somebody's lying, I'm only referencing the currency pairs that we are using to come up with our conclusion and decision making, right? All right, so at this point, I don't know, price is kind of slow. I would have wanted price to be moving a little bit quicker than this so that I can get to do other things. But the good thing is that price is yet to hit our stop loss. The bad thing is that we've noticed that somebody is telling a lie, but we don't know who is telling the lie right now. All right, but for me, I'm still of the opinion that if I'm to take anybody's word for it, I will always focus on DXY, because DXY kind of encompasses a lot of information or confirmation that comes from it compared to any other measure pair. Because like I told you guys, DXY is in summary is a combination of the performance of the UX dollar against all the measure pairs you can think of. Combination of Euro USD, combination of British Pound USD, combination of Aussie dollar USD, combination of New Zealand dollar USD, combination of basically anything USD, right? Everything is on DXY. So that's why I'm going to favor what DXY is saying against whatever any other guy is saying. Okay? But with that being said, that doesn't mean that DXY cannot lie. As a matter of fact, markets always make it a necessity to lie to the retail traders. Who are the retail traders? Me and you. We are the retail traders. The plan of price is to lie to us. The plan of price is to sell us the wrong direction. The plan of price is to make sure that we don't enter the right direction. That is the plan. And that's why it will always lie to you. It will always want to manipulate you. It will always want to do something. Anything that will make you to miss out in the direction that price wants to go, they would make sure that they do that. So that's why I try to make sure that we have enough confirmation that we can get before we enter any trade, even if it means entering late. All right. So, but yeah, that's that about that. So the only issue now for me is that maybe I should have waited a little bit more, but that's fine. I did not open this position with, my main position size. All right. I opened the position with a very small amount of my position size. Okay. Okay, let's not call it very small amount. It's actually about 50% of what I would have used to open a standard entry. All right. And what I mean by a standard entry, in my opinion, is an entry that fulfills all the requirements that I'm looking out for. Okay. This particular entry we entered here, for the guys that entered, you bear me witness, I said that this is not the best entry. It's never in any way the best entry, because some of the expectations I wanted from price failed to give it. We only entered that because of the fact that when price tried to break out from that top, we had a very serious sell-off, and I entered this setup considering the fact that we had that initial sell-off, which is that rejection that happened there. Okay, there was a rejection that happened there, so I entered that trade with the conception or the concept that price will eventually sell off in relativity to the initial sell-off that happened. But you can see that we are wrong on that decision, because now price is basically going for our stop loss. So with that said, it means that the initial reason that I gave why I did not open an entry before now is valid. Sorry, my phone keeps beeping, so I need to check it to see if it's work related, right? Because outside trading, I have other things I'm doing. So just so you guys know, I have other things that I'm doing. Just so you guys know. So I'm not. Yeah, I do trading full time, but you can't just survive just doing that. At least based on the level I'm currently in. I'm not yet. I've not yet built up my portfolio to be able to say that I don't want to take on any other job, that I want to do trading only for now. So yeah, I have other things I do, just so you guys know. Okay, I hate to say it, but I was right. So why am I right? Some people might be wondering. I'm right because I said before now, GBP is in a bullish structured market. I was right because I said I will leave this market alone until I see a more clearer confirmation. I was right because I said that I've experienced this kind of price before, where when I traded UX oil, I gave you guys my experience with it and all of that. So I was right. But the place I got it wrong is In all of these things that I was right, the mumu me, like I said, nobody should call me mumu. I am the only one allowed to say call myself that. If you call me mumu, me and you will fight. Just so you know. But that's by the way. The mumu me still went ahead to jump on a trade that I already gave the conditions why it is wrong. Again, we learn every day, all right? So if I say all these things and I don't, mention the things that I would say I learned from this, then that means I did not learn anything. And the food for thought, or the thing I pick out from this morning trade that I just took now, is just let the sleeping dog lie. Wait for the confirmation. I know it might be uncomfortable. You might have that feeling that, I'm going to miss out on this entry if I keep on waiting for this confirmation. What if when the confirmation comes that it's already late? A lot of questions will come. And in order for me not to remove the main reason why I entered this, I'll add that also. You also have the feeling that, okay, I have enough money, why not risk small amount? It won't cost anything. All those things are the mumuness in every human being, trying to make sure that you are not disciplined, trying to make sure that you make the wrong decision, trying to make sure that you take a decision that you will regret. So that's my takeaway from this morning trade. And I want to apologize to anybody that took this trade with me, because it's actually my bad, because I'm meant to be the one to lead by example. All right? I'm meant to be the one to lead by example, because I'm the one doing the live stream. But it's good the fact that the few guys that joined earlier, they saw how we saw the entry, they saw when I gave the reasons and all of that. So it's good that you guys experience it, so that you also understand that you also understand the importance of having market to give you everything you need. And when I mean everything, from A to Z, nothing. Don't make any exception, because I made an exception, and the exception I made was I left the external structure and I was trading the internal structure. But you can see now the internal structure was the wrong decision. And mind you, it doesn't mean that this market eventually will not sell. There is high chances that this market will still sell. But assuming we waited for the confirmation, assuming we waited for that clear path, it would have increased our probability of having a good entry. Alright? I feel bad in a way, but at the same time I feel good because I saw it coming. At least you bear me witness that I said it before we entered the trade. I saw it coming. But I just feel bad because in as much as I saw it coming, I still fell for it. But that's fine. I fell for it, but I took calculated risk, and that was why I risked a small 50% of my normal position size. Okay? So with that said, guys, I think this will bring the wrap on this morning section, if I'm being honest, but before we do that, let's just have a look at other guys to see if there's another guy that is looking interesting before we leave the morning section, then come back on the afternoon section for more setup. Alright, so we'll just take a look at the watch list before we leave. On BTC, no confirmation yet. On US S&P 500, come on, no confirmation yet. US oil, no confirmation yet. Aussie dollar, no confirmation yet. USD, Japanese yen, there is a confirmation now. So that means DXY is the one lying. So now we have a confirmation on USD JPY. I think we have something interesting here. So now that we have a confirmation on this, what is the price? What is the market structure? The market structure is bearish. It is bearish. So that means this guy is much more aligned compared to DXY. This guy is much more aligned. And I'm going to open another entry here on this particular guy here. Okay? So I'm going to come here. I'll go for USD JPY. USD JPY. I'll open it up. Just look at that. Why did I miss out on this? I can't just be missing out on things like this. I want to see where the RSI is. The RSI is heading towards oversold. So that means it's necessary that we get a pullback. So we should expect a pullback coming in around USD JPY. Alright? So in order to align ourselves properly, we have a couple of candles that doesn't have a top wick. So we might use one of those candles that doesn't have a top wick as our entry. Sorry, I'm yawning like crazy. I need to go find something to eat. So now, if I'm to enter this trade, so that means I'll be aiming for an entry around here. So I'll go for a sell. I'll go for a pending sell. I'll go for a stop loss, because the stop loss will be the last high there. Okay. So the risk I'm seeing here is about $2.30 something. So I'm going to increase it a little bit. So ideally, I consider this to be one of the main setup. All right, ideally, because everything here checks out in my own opinion. So I'm going to go with a much more bigger price entry on this one. Mind you, if you want to take this trade with me, the risk is on you. All right, the risk is on you. So I'm going to risk $10 on this. So I'm going to increase my lot size until my stop loss goes to 10. No, it's 11 now, so I can do 9.557 is okay. All right, so my first entry is there, and I'm going to measure out another entry, maybe close, maybe 50% of that move. Let me see. So the 50% of this move is also almost at the midpoint there. So maybe I can even put another entry around that level there. So inside there, another entry will be there. So I will come here again. I go for a sell. I put a pending sell around this price level here. I hope that correlates properly. Is it there? Yes, exactly there. And of course, I'm going to add the stop loss. Let me get the stop loss from the initial one, because I like all the stop loss to still be the same. The question now is, I just hope DXY is the one lying, because if I enter this trade now and USD JPY is the one lying, I won't feel happy at all. I will not be happy. Okay, so I want to place another pending order here. Of course, stop loss goes where it should be, where the other stop loss is. The slippage on this is about 1 pip. So in order to be sure that we are properly aligned, I'm going to measure out 1 pip from that top. Yeah, we are properly aligned. It's even more than 1 pip there, so it's okay. So I'm going to put another entry here. I would make this also 10. Okay, 9.9 points. So I can do 9 points on both. So I have 2 pending orders now on USD JPY for a sell. Okay, and of course, if I go to the bigger time frame, let me go to the bigger time frame. Let me go to the bigger time frame. It looks okay. It looks okay. It looks okay. So let's see if we're going to get a pullback. Once we get a pullback into that zone for a continuation of the sell. So I have pending order in 2 specific points. The first point is that line there. The second point is around here, around that midpoint there. So the plan now will be for price to do what? Trade up into those areas, pick all the orders they can, and of course start reversing down for the entry that we have. Okay, so that's my plan here for USD JPY. Okay, so like I said, give us a nice pullback into that zone, pick our entries, then continue selling off. For the TP, to whom it may concern, of course, I like to go for a 1-to-1 from here, then maybe a 2-to-1 for the guy on the internal. Alright, if you're joining us and this is your first time, we do this live streaming every day, Mondays to Friday. We do it every day, Monday to Friday. So if you don't want to miss out on live streamings like this, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the notifications so that you can always be notified whenever we start live streaming like this. I'm going to add an alert here. Okay, I think I have all my alerts set up somewhere else, so I just have to go look at them and get them back and implement them there. Okay, so that's that for USD JPY. So I have a pending order on them. I have like 2 pending order on USD JPY. I really want them to give us the pullback before continuing going down. Hopefully they give the pullback before, you know, expanding the market beyond reach. Okay. See, British pound USD is full of shit. But well, it's fine. It's not its fault. It's my fault because I was the guy that opened up the order regardless of the fact that we saw that the external was in a bullish structure. So yeah, it's actually my bad on that one. It was very avoidable, but I fell for it. It was very avoidable, but I fell for it. USD JPY, I hope you're serious. So I'm banking on you on this one. So give us the pullback, take the order, and we are good to go. For the TP is anything 1 to 1. All right, that will be. Let me come here and add them properly. Okay. I'll come here and add them properly. So I'm risking 9.57. So I'm going to adjust my TP until I get that price as what's in my TP. So 9.57. Oh, should I do 2 to 1? Let's just do 9.5. That's 9.51. Then also on the second one, I'll use the same TP, right? What happened? Why can't I place that? Wait. I want to see, what do I have here? Okay, it's TP here. I heard that you settle down and you all right, so the question now will be, are we going to get the pullback? Once we get the pullback, then we are good to go. But if we don't, then we'll let it be. Right, so yeah, so if JPY is strong, then our entry is still valid. So this is for YBF, right? So our pending order is still valid. So I have pending order already. I like the setup. USD JPY is looking bearish. So remember, it is USD against JPY, right? So it's not JPY against USD, it's USD JPY. So if JPY is strong, USD JPY will be selling. All right, so I think that's aligned properly. So the two entries, let me just drop it here. The open price is here. Okay, the first entry USD, I'm typing it now on the chat section. USD JPY, first entry, so like okay, I think this chart I can only send one message at a time. So USD JPY entry 1, let me type it, entry 1. The stop loss on that will be entry 1 stop loss. I think both of them is using the same stop loss. So whatever stop loss you use for entry 1 is what you use for entry 2, right? For the TP, whatever TP you have for entry 1 is what you have for entry 2. But the entry price for the 2 is different. All right. So I'll get you the entry point for the second entry. So for the second entry will be this. All right. Both of them are using the same TP, same stop loss, but the entry points are different. So the second entry, I'm typing it now. So those are the two entry points I aim for right now. I don't know. Oh man, it's just going down. Shit. Please, market should give us a pullback before sell off now. What is all these things? Give us a pullback before you start doing all this sell off. So someone lied to us this morning. Someone really lied to us this morning. Maybe it's DXY. Maybe. But one person lied to us. Or maybe actually nobody lied to us, if I'm being honest. Nobody lied to us. We let me not say we. I am just the one that decided to go against the market structure. You get. So I don't think DXY did not lie, because DXY price structure was bearish. GBP USD price structure was bullish. So nobody lied to us. I just made a wrong decision, right? I made the wrong call. So I own my mistakes on that one. So no need to push the blame on the price, because price really gave the best it could give. I was just the one that decided to do otherwise, and I got wrecked for that. But that's fair, and that's fair enough. Okay, so let's see if the pullback will come into play on USD JPY. Hopefully price takes the order and give us a very good sell-off. Ideally, when I have an entry like this, I like to manage the trade, okay? But hopefully price will not stop us out. That is if they pick the entry, right? Price will not stop us out, or at least before we start the afternoon section. So maybe during the afternoon section, we will now basically spend time here together. All right. But right now, I think we need to bring a close to the morning section. You have the entry, you have the TP, you have the stop loss. Everything you need is there. So all we need now is for price is to give us the pullback, pick our entry, then go our direction, and that's the only thing that is remaining, right? And that's that for that. So I'm just trying to make sure that I've pretty much covered up everything that I need to talk about, and I think that's largely it for this morning section. So with this, I say thank you for the guys that joined for this morning section. I hope I'll see you guys in the afternoon section. For the guys that took the trade with me on the morning section, I want to apologize once again, because I just did something very silly. I saw the market is not going to play well, and I still entered it, and sometimes I wonder why I even make those decisions. It really doesn't make sense. I wonder why I made that decision, to be honest. But it's fine. Maybe I was eager to give you guys something to be excited about, or give you guys something to entertain you guys. I wish I need to stop. And in as much as I know we do this for entertainment purpose, but I think it's high time I stop doing taking trades just for taking trade this thing. But yeah, So with that, I'm going to bring the live streaming to a close now, but I'll be coming back again on the afternoon section, and I hope to see each and every one of you that came live on the afternoon section. For the guys that liked the video, thank you very much. For the guy that shared the video, thank you very much. And if you've not subscribed, again I say, make sure you subscribe, turn on the notification, and yeah, I hope to see you guys in the afternoon section. For now, bye bye and take care. Remain blessed.